Okay. We are back. Routine checks, let's go. Excellent condition. Connection. There we go. Pause that. Is my chat box open? No, it's not. Chat. Hello? There we go, that's where my chat box has gone. Lovely. Say hi if you're in chat. Hello. Oh, for for a for a series that's called Feeling Blue, we had some blue feelings in this one, didn't we? Hi, welcome in. Um, do excuse me if I sound like a pony, and by that I mean a little horse, because I am suffering really badly from tonsillitis at the moment. So if I sound if I sound a bit meh, that'll be why. I do have my my mug full of coffee just in case my throat gets too dry. But but yes, that's just a disclaimer. If I sound awful, like I so often do, that'll be why. um, cool. Let's just you know what? We got people in chat. Let's just hit the intro. Let's go. Let's get into this one. Lads, lasses, and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mono from Mono CFC, and welcome to Feeling Blue. Okay, I sound so much better in the intro. I sound so much better in the intro than I do right now. I can hear it. Welcome to Feeling Blue, the series in which we take 7 things, my lucky number 7 things, and we put them into these neatly designated boxes from good feelings to bad feelings, and then at the end we'll rate our true blue as shown in the top right. And going from bad feelings to good feelings is pretty apropos for this particular game, considering how much of a roller coaster this was. Also, my chat has closed again. One sec. There we go. Yeah, so I've got 7 points as usual. This was kind of a struggle to come up with 7 points because there wasn't too many kind of glaringly obvious things that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, there's one which is very obvious, and we'll get onto them very soon. But let's start with the goods, and the first player I'm going to be putting into the good box is probably not the player you're expecting, because there's an obvious one. I'm leaving him till later, but I'm going to be putting in Cole Palmer. Should we do the bingo first? Actually, I'll put Palmer in, but Palmer getting 2 assists in this game very late on, and basically rescuing the game for us. And that actually leads me on to, let's just go straight to the bingo. I completely forgot about the bingo. Get that in shot. There we go. I completely forgot about the bingo, and the reason why is because we've got Palmer G and G/A on here, and that's why it reminded me. So yeah, and also I've changed the pen to blue instead of red. So we've got Palmer G/A, but let's go from the left to the bottom right. Palmer intercepts goalkeeper pass. Did we see this? He does this so often, but I don't think he did it in this game. I think in general, in the first half, he wasn't very involved. 4-4-2, we saw this. Failed tap-in. Does Sterling's count? I guess it does. Sterling's shot, that should have definitely gone in. Why are you there? I'm reserving this for Enzo, because, again, and we'll get onto this, but why is he playing at left forward all the time? Like, why? I just don't get it. So that's this one checked off. What is this lineup? I don't think we had much of this. I think people were kind of okay with the lineup because we expected to see the exact same game plan and the exact same style that we saw against Aston Villa because the lineup was so similar. It didn't end up being that way, but at the time, the lineup was okay. Watch out at halftime. Yep, of course. This is just standard. Carney / Cassidy app. We didn't see this, which was kind of silly in my opinion because I feel like the way that we were playing Cassidy would have been a really good addition to the box, because we were filling the box with crosses from the wide right area and no one was in there. Everyone say it with me, because this is the meme and we saw it. Giant hole in midfield. Yes, this was the main point of this game, was this giant hole in midfield, as we've seen so often in this season, and it never seems to go away, and it's going to constantly annoy me, and I'm going to constantly bring it up every time it happens, which is why it's one of the staples of the bingo card. As is Gilchrist passion session, and we did see this, but technically it wasn't a passion session because he did come on for an injury to Malo Gusto, but I'm gonna take it anyway. And Kunku winner, less said about that the better. Injury list grows. We definitely got this because we got Thiago coming off injured, we got Gusto coming off injured, we saw Caicedo possibly injured as well, kind of playing through the pain. Jackson yellow card. Now this one's funny because Jackson actually did get a yellow card despite not being on the pitch at the time. He actually got booked for celebrating too hard. He ran like the entire length of the pitch to celebrate with the fans, and he's gone up to 9 yellow cards in the league now. So that's that. Petrovic clean sheet ruined. Yeah, we saw this. 3-0 is correct. If I put this as a 1, can we claim it? Can we claim it? No. Sterling starts. No, he didn't start. Gallagher ruins a transition. I mean, this is just standard. I don't want to be too harsh on Gallagher because of obvious reasons, but he did do this. Gusto beauty isn't met. Again, standard. This happens every single game. Screamer. We did see a screamer in this game, and it wasn't for a Chelsea player. It was actually for a Crystal Palace player, and that was Jefferson Lerma. So this one gets stricken off. We haven't got... See, this is annoying, right? Because I said Gusto player of the match, right? And I said this, and I said Gusto player of the match, and I was so confident he was going to do so well in this game, and he did, but he just got trumped right at the end, and I think he would have been player of the match if certain things didn't happen. Jackson at left wing, we saw this. VAR is useless. I'm going to say this, right? Maybe this is me being a bit nitpicky. I still think that their first goal should not have counted because the foul on Caicedo is... And it's not actually from the player that tackles him. It's actually from Lerma. And I think in my head, if I was a VAR referee, I would be like, yeah, that's a foul. Because anywhere else on the pitch, if that goal doesn't happen, I think that they probably pull it back and they're like, oh, it's an advantage or whatever. So I'm gonna say this just because. 60-minute sub from Pochettino. We didn't actually see this, which is very surprising. We actually saw a 45th-minute sub from Pochettino. Injuries, Chelsea's injuries don't count. Yeah, we saw this. The commentators always ignore us. Wait, can we get? Okay, so we can't get any lines except for if we use the free space. So what are we going to use for the free space? Because then we can get 2 lines. There was something I had in mind for the free space, and I couldn't remember what it was. I don't know, any ideas? Oh, Mudryk not playing, I guess, because that's a good one. Because yeah, I've seen loads of people say that in chat that Mudryk didn't play, which is stupid. So I'm taking that. So we actually got 2 lines, and perfectly in the start, which is lovely to see. But yes, enough of the bingo card. Let's actually get on to the points. But yeah, back on to Palmer. So he got 2 assists late on in the game, and genuinely, when he was actually put into his correct position, he actually started really, really well and started playing like we know he can do. And it's kind of annoying because these last few games, he's not felt as impactful as he could have. And considering he was our best player for the majority of this season, it still kind of is, in my opinion. It's a shame that he wasn't being utilised at all. Obviously, when he moves over to the right-hand side and he can actually drop deep and get onto the ball and is not playing at a striker, he can't really do anything, and that's kind of upsetting because it's like, why would you? This is like, I was going to say this is like taking Messi and playing him at CDM, but that's something that Pochettino did as well. So, so we can't really talk about that. Let's go into the next thing I've got, and I don't actually have any mediums for this. It's just complete polar opposites. It's goods and bad, so I'm just going to kind of flip-flop between the two. Let's go into our first bad, and I'm going to be giving it to Noni Madueke, if my thing would stop lagging. Hello? There we go. I'm going to be giving it to Noni Madueke, because it is, despite me talking about the earlier foul on Caicedo, that first goal that we concede is 100% Madueke's fault. And he does this very often sometimes, and it's kind of annoying. And he did it here, and it's this kind of... He has this thing in his head of, like, he always wants to beat players, and he always wants to be productive. But he never... So he doesn't really have that thing in his head of just like, oh, I'm in danger, let's boot it. And he really needed that in this moment, and he didn't have it. And he cuts inside, and he has a clear pass just to boot it up the park. on his stronger left foot, and he doesn't do that. Instead, he tries to nutmeg one of the Crystal Palace defenders and gives the ball away. Caicedo then gets into a shitty situation because of it, and then Jefferson Lerma scores an absolute worldie, so there we go. And not just that, I just feel like in general he wasn't as productive as he usually is, and I know he can be. He wasn't as direct, he wasn't trying to take players on, he was kind of just waiting until Gusto made the overlap, and maybe that was a tactical decision that Poch made and told him to not do that, but we didn't see him like out wide on the touchline or anything like that. It just felt like a non-performance for Madueke, and obviously he was hooked at half time, and even though I don't think it's particularly because he was playing badly that we started doing better when he came off. It was more due to the fact that the system kind of changed, but we did see that when he came off we started playing much better, and when that happens you're just going to get in the bad box. Let's go back into the goods, and someone's just mentioned it. Gusto, he is the next point. Malo Gusto goes into the good box because, as I said before, when I was talking about the player of the match thing on the bingo card, he was, up until the last 5 minutes of the game, he was by far our player of the match. He ran his absolute socks off. He completely decimated his hamstrings and got himself injured, but he was defensively solid. He was getting forward. He obviously got the first assist, and whenever you get a goal contribution you always go into the good box, in my opinion. Yes, that's the second one on the channel. I tried to gloss over it so no one would point it out. Yes, I did make a misstep there. I'm excited, we've won. But yes, Gusto just marauding down that right hand side, and he's genuinely, it's kind of scary season for Reece James, honestly, because with his absence, Gusto has come in and he's completely solidified that right hand side defensively, and he genuinely can give James a run for his money now, and I think that healthy competition is going to only make them both better, obviously when James is back from his injury after he's had his surgery. But yeah, exactly, it feels weird not missing Reece James. It always felt like that when we didn't have James in the side, that we would just capitulate and we would just fall apart, but now we actually have such a suitable replacement, and Gusto has not put a foot wrong. And I heard that one of the commentators, I think it was Gary Neville that said it, is that Gusto, for a 20-year-old, reminder, he is only 20 years old, he plays so maturely for his age, which is very, very weird, besides considering he only started really coming into really first team football when he was about 19. So he's only played about 2 years of football, and yes, James has had his surgery. He had it months ago. I remember him. I don't know if it's specifically. The thing is with this, so I'm gonna get sidetracked here because his issue is ACL injuries. And there's not really one fix all kind of solution to those, because there's so many different moving parts in there that so it's not really a thing where you can just go get surgery and he can just get something done and it fixes it. So he has actually gone for a surgery. We don't know what it's going to be, or we don't really know what that surgery was, but hopefully he'll be back on the recovery table, and hopefully this just fixes whatever has been giving him so many issues over the years, because he is so important to us, and not only as an actual player but as the captain, because this team does in a way lack leaders, and he's one of those leaders. But yeah, his replacement Gusto, absolutely wonderful in this game, and to be honest, again, because I've mentioned his beauty isn't met, he could have had at least 3 assists in this game and just didn't get converted, but at least he gets the one. Let's go into the second bad, and this is going to be for Moises Caicedo, and it's just really annoying for me to say, because I don't think it's his fault. Every time I put Caicedo in this box, I never feel like it's his actual fault. Obviously, he did play, I could put him in the medium box because he did play the initial pass for the first goal, but I just felt like in this game he just didn't feel like he was up to speed, and maybe it was because of the knock he got for before the first goal, with he getting that knee clash with Lerma, and he never really kind of settled into the game very well. But that idea, again, this is the tactical thing of him just being left alone in the midfield constantly, just doesn't do him any justice and just kind of leaves him out to dry. He was a bit improved in the second half, but I don't think it redeemed him enough to kind of put him any further up. And again, he just, another thing is I can't fault him for trying to play the hero ball all the time, because he was trying to do that, but he gave the ball away so many times from just not playing the simple pass. And it's just, in this team, we have so many creators. We have Palmer, we have in the second half anyway, we had Palmer on the pitch, we had Nkunku on the pitch, we have Enzo on the pitch, we have Levi Colwill at left centre back, who's a really good creator. He doesn't need to be trying to make those passes. He just needs to do his defensive duties and just kind of offload the ball. And he was just, I just feel like he was forcing it a bit too much. And again, I could probably bump him up to medium, to be honest, because I don't think it was particularly his fault that he was bad. But yeah, there we go. Let's go back to the goods, and this one again. I'm still teasing you, because the main one I'm not saying yet. This one is just for the away support. I just saw someone put this in chat a second ago. The Bob Marley chant that kept going around the stadium was absolutely hilarious. That was just taking me out of it every single time, because that's so funny. That they played Bob Marley's Three Little Birds at half time, and it was playing whilst the referees were trying to sort out their communications for about 6 minutes before the start happened. And then the Chelsea fans just took that chant and just ran with it, and it was so funny. And not just that, but in general, the away support was so good today. And our away support always is really good. It's our home support that's a bit naff. And the celebrations after the winning goal went in, just incredible. And it's good to see us kind of getting back on the horse, even though this result is fantastic and the result itself is good, but the performance wasn't particularly good. It's good to see that our fans were still behind the team regardless. Now let's get into the final bad, and it's going for Pochettino. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. We did not win this game because of Pochettino. We won this game in spite of him. He did everything in his power to make us lose this game. That first half was one of the worst halves of football I've ever watched from any team ever. And I've spent countless times down my local park watching my Sunday League team, and it was not as bad as they have put out. Genuinely. This was absolutely awful. I think we set a record for the least amount of shots in a game with the most amount of possession or something like that. We did not have a single shot, not a shot on target. We didn't have a single attempt on goal until the 46th minute of the half. I don't think it was. No, this is the thing. I don't think it was a good half-time team talk. That was the difference. It was just the fact that he decided, oh, you know what? Let's take Madueke off and actually put Palmer into a position where he can impact the game and actually put a striker at striker. Him correcting his own mistakes is not a good thing. He shouldn't be making those mistakes in the first place. I don't care if you think it's an agenda, but it's true. Because if we just started with the first thing with the second half lineup, we would have done much better and we wouldn't have to rescue every single game. It's that pressure that he puts us in all the time to have to, for our individuals to come up with a good performance. And you think about this, people are going to say like, oh, this was a good performance. It was not a good performance. We were drawing 1-1 with Crystal Palace, a team that we have beaten 12 times in a row. 12 times in a row, and Mauricio Pochettino has beaten 15 times in a row. We were drawing 1-1 until like the 90th minute. That's not a good performance. He got bailed out by the player that I'm going to be putting into our good box finally, and that's Conor Gallagher. If Conor Gallagher doesn't score that second half goal, all of you people in chat that are saying that I've got an agenda right now, you're all agreeing with me and saying that we need to get rid of this guy. He absolutely saved his bacon today, and Palmer, in truth, with not only the goal that actually got us back into the game in the 45th minute, or the 46th minute in the first half, but the actual winning goal right at the end as well, which again, it just sends our team into rapture. And it's a good thing, because I said this a couple of weeks ago, that I love seeing Conor Gallagher do well, but I just don't think he's as technically sound to play in the role that he's been playing. But what he's really, really good at, and I keep saying this, he's so good at off-the-ball actions. He's not good on the ball. So if you put him as that final player to get on the end of the ball, at the edge of the box, like he was allowed to do at the second half, he scores goals. That's what he does. We saw this at Palace. We've seen it at West Brom. We've even seen it at Charlton when he was on loan at Charlton. He's really good off the ball, but he's terrible on it. And him playing as the central cam, when we have players like Palmer or Enzo or Nkunku who can play in cam as well, it's just a waste of his ability. And I'm so happy for him that he got these 2 goals. And I did predict in my preview, I said that I knew he would get another goal today, because that's exactly how these types of things work out. Is it's like a London bus. You don't get one when you want one, and then as soon as you get one, you get 2 at the same time. And for him, he actually got 3. And I said he's just... It's really annoying because obviously you can tell because of the celebration how much it means to him to play for this club, and that's the one reason why I want him to do well. And I've said this, that I really want our common players to do really well. Him, obviously, Levi, obviously, James, Chalabar, who got onto the bench today. Proud of him for getting back onto the bench. I love seeing the common products do well, and I want them to do well, and we just can't do it when he gets played in a stupid position because of this tool. And it's just like, if Patrick Vieira can find out how to utilise this guy, why can't Pochettino? That's kind of my idea. But Conor just completely won this game for us, and this individual quality has bailed out the manager once again. And I'm not going to complain too much, because I love seeing our club win. I don't care how we win as long as we win. That's the main thing. We got 3 points. We've gone up to 10th now. We've leapfrogged Wolves after we let them leapfrog us. I don't actually know how far off the top 6 we are. How far off the top 6 are we? Hang on one sec. Let me check that. We are 7 points off the top 6. And that means we are... Yeah, 7 points off the top 6. We are actually 2 points off of top 7. So we just need to hope that we keep this up. Newcastle, West Ham and Brighton start just losing, but obviously our next game is very, very tough, because we play Manchester City next week. And correct me if I'm wrong, is it at the Etihad? I don't know, let me check. Is it at the Etihad? Yes, it's at the Etihad, so that's gonna be fun. We are probably going to get played off the park, but obviously I'll be doing a preview for that game before that comes out on I think it's Saturday. We have a Saturday game, so that'll be coming out on the Friday. If not, it'll be on Saturday morning. I will try and do a tactical breakdown for this game. Obviously, we've got a few days between now and then, which is good, so I can actually do that, which is good because I like doing those, and you guys, obviously, from the feedback that I get, I know that you guys love those. Obviously, I've got to juggle a few things with the 14th coming up, but yeah, it's a good day, and we've won a game, and it's great to win a game that I kind of said, like, oh, we should easily win this game, and it felt like a struggle the entire time. It almost feels better when you struggle through games and then you get those late winners. There's no feeling like it. And I was sitting here eating my curry, or just waiting for the full-time whistle to blow, and then we do get that those 2 late goals, and it just turns the mood completely around. And it's now, despite me being ill and despite me still being annoyed at the manager, I can actually have a happy day. Our week has not got off to a bad start. We've got a good week now. Before we end this, obviously we're going to do our poll for the True Blue. So I'm going to do that if I can remember how to. There we go. True Blue. At some point I'll get my mods to do this, but for now I'll do this myself. And boom, you've got 3 options today. Boom, so go ahead and vote if that's gone in, hopefully. Oh, it looks like, oh no, it's fluctuating really quickly. It looks like people are really rating Goose though, actually, which I do too. And whilst you guys are voting, I can take a sip of my coffee because my throat is killing me. That's kind of more what I expected. Gallagher's getting more votes. As I said, I don't want to ramble on too much, but yeah, I think the consensus is pretty high there. So I'll end the poll. So you guys have voted your True Blue as Conor Gallagher, and with that we will end the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. As I said, next video will be in a couple of days, 3 days. That'll try and be a tactical breakdown for this game, and then the preview for the Manchester City game will be out just before then. I'll obviously look forward to seeing you guys in the comments, and enjoy your rest of your week, everyone. That'll be me, and peace. But that was just my Feeling Blue match review for this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this match in the comment section below, and if you'd be so kind, subscribe to the channel and leave the video a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss a video from me, or check out some of the other videos on the channel on screen right now. I've been Mono from Mono CFC, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on, you Blues.